What's up, gamers? Z-Farls here with your Madden Ultimate Team of the Week reviews. Season stars, Demarcus Ware retiring. Will he get an item? We'll talk about some other players that have gotten items this season and maybe project what a Ware could look like if that does happen. And then also we'll go over the weekend legends. It was Chad Johnson and Sam Madison. So let's start with Demarcus Ware. First up, he hasn't had many items all season long. All he's gotten has been his base gold with 80 speed, 81 block shed, 83 hit power, 84 strength, a super basic 23 salary cap item. And then he has a flashback, and that flashback is 85K. So 85 speed on the flashback, 87 block shed. You'd have to dig into the past of 16-15 to look at a great Demarcus Ware, because last year he had amazing items. What I love about this flashback and what I love about the potential for a future Ware is 94 power move, 88 finesse move. So that's super balanced. My guess is built off a 91, a tribute Ware would be something absurd at this point, and he would be well above 90 in both categories. Plus he'd have super high excel. He always has high play rec. The hit power would be there. Now you never know what they would build it off of, but I love the opportunity for his block shed to be good, and I think a really solid version of Demarcus Ware would be a possibility if he does get a retirement tribute item. So keep, maybe could he be as good as Charles Haley but faster? That's the potential of player that you're looking at with the Demarcus Ware. Now the legends from Chad Johnson, Sam Madison, Boss Edition Chad, right? This is pretty much the best receiver in the game. Now for a certain type, 6'1", 97 route running with playmaker and 94 speed. That's really good speed for Ochocinco. So let's click in and actually see what happens when he is chemmed out. His ultimate legend is still really good because it's still base 96 route running and has playmaker. I love his skill edition. I expect to see more people use the skill edition with 96 route running and playmaker, even though he's less ratings at a lot of his other spots. I think the skill edition could be big for salary cap. Speed edition, not that fast. Strength edition, not that strong. And then chemistry edition is a cheap playmaker for your lineup with 92 speed, but there's been a couple at this point in the season. And then I don't see much value from the rookie version. So if you fully chem out this Ochocinco, you'll see him at 99 route running with 98 acceleration to go with the 94 speed. Now he can't run block, so he's not a McCaffrey type. He can spec with 97 spec, which could get to 99 with Kelvin Benjamin. But he's only 6'1", so is he ever going to be as good as Randy Moss at that position? I don't think so, but I'd have to go in there and test him out. And then his catch and traffic, you get to 95 with Hopkins, who really should be in your lineup. Plus then you would get playmaker even if you benched him, where you have the 99 route running would kick in and still be 97. So a lot of ways to use this Chad Johnson. I think he's very versatile, but the fits in the Nelson are still kind of their own type because they can run block. The Moss is still kind of the spec guy, and the Ocho could maybe do it all, but the Rice can kind of do it all. The Tim Brown can kind of do it all, depending on if you use playmaker or not. You don't want to overpay for that. So love what they did with Ocho. I think they really upgraded his ultimate legend based off of what his original legend was projecting to be. But also, if he doesn't fit exactly what you wanted or you don't need this exact role, you don't want to overpay. But I love what he brings to the table for his ratings. Now, Sam Madison, his boss, played well for a lot of people at the start of the year. 94 speed with 95 man and 96 zone. So that's really good. However, he's 5'11", and his hit power and his tackle and block shed, they're not low, but they're right below 70. So they're just below 70. If you look at him chemmed out, you see you can get his block shed up to 69, his tackle to 66, and his hit power to 69. So he's not going to be that type of player. He's definitely more of a coverage style player with really good coverage ratings in both man and zone. That's as high as you've seen pretty much. I still think like a Champ Bailey, if he was to come out, who's had an ultimate freeze, would kind of match up to where this Sam Madison is. And so his spec catch is only at 76. I like this Madison. I think you can get a lot of what he does if you can choose between man and zone. you could get a player that does what he does in other areas. But 99 play rec, 95 speed, I mean, we're now debating semantics. It's really just who fits in your lineup. And for the cost, I think he's a little bit too expensive for the moment because he's an Ultimate Legend that just came out, which is like every item at the moment it comes out is always going to be a little bit inflated. So I like what he does. You know, I've been trying to run man-to-man defense more. I don't like to go for my lineup to build towards both man and zone because I find it too expensive, or you got to cater to certain stuff. But you throw an Emerson in your lineup, you got a 99 speed corner with, or 99 man corner with 95 speed. And even though he's a little short, my guess is he's going to get the job done for you. But I would go for a little bit more height at this moment. If you look at his stuff, so his skill addition, you know, he doesn't have necessarily like a chemistry ability that you would go for. Speed addition's not super fast, and the Ultimate Legend is balanced, but the agility is a little bit low for a man cover guy, so I would pass on that. Strength, I don't see anything crazy on any of these items. The chemistry addition's good, but the edge setter doesn't really help him. I'd like to see him get maybe DD to go along with the PSLD, or, you know, I do like that it gives you a line chemistry. It's a good place to hide it, but on his specific item, it doesn't help him all that much. So those are the legend reviews. Let's get to milestones. Zach Brown grabs hot hands. That's pretty cool. Marcel Reese gets a bruising back. Not that great. Kirk Cousins gets conductor, and this is, I mean, for 56, you don't want the Hoyer. You want to go next level up, 80 speed. This is a rock solid Kirk Cousins, man. You got to explore this option for your lineup, depending on his price. Let's click in and actually see what is he going for. That's way too much, $390, but my guess is that could come down a lot in cost. Or sell yours if you have it and get him back later. And then Will Fork gets battle ready on a DT? Interesting. Tackle battle. He won't lose to tackle battles with that one. Same as Daquan Alexander. Good to have up the middle to stuff the run. Nigel Bradham, the linebacker, we're going in on him. This is a brand new item. Really shocked by how good his pass rush is with 89 speed, and then he's at 90 for block shed, 90 for hit power. Zone is 85, not 65, so that's actually pretty good. A lot of these linebackers have been coming out now, and they seem to be holding up pretty well, but their prices have also been holding up well. So Bradham, what would you use him for? You definitely use him to rush the passer for the most part. He's going to hold up fine in the run game. Despite his strength is a little bit low, that's his one weakness, but the bonus you do get is that you could drop him in to coverage in the right scenarios. Next up is Robert Quinn. He picks up an award winner with jump to snap, 87 speed, 90 excel. He's only got 94 power move, which, you know, only, but too expensive for the cost, but his block shed's good and his strength is good. He's got the good trio, so if you pull it, I'd be happy with it, but I wouldn't necessarily go after it. I still would take the Vic Beasley and possibly the Curse over him, but I don't dislike this Robert Quinn if you use jump snap. And then Charles Johnson gets it one on the other side, the left end, the NFL veteran, with 96 block shed, so he's better at stuff in the run, but his pass move is a little bit lower, no jump to snap. Speed is much, much lower, so that's the biggest difference. That's why you get the block shed, and 11 more strength on him, but obviously he's not as fast. Excel's still good, but not really a cross-man option. At this, I would look at those, all the strong left ends, right ends I did in my last video for the team MVPs. I would just use those guys in this role, and then I would stick to the Quinn as potentially more of a cross-man, or the Beasley that we just talked about. So two different roles from those style of players. Now you also get your season stars group 7. Latavius Murray picks up a 92 speed halfback with 90 agility, 93 truck, and he's battle ready. So this is the limited time, and he's got the bruising back. Chemistry, 300K. This is too much for this style of halfback. He can't really run routes, not going to be a main target out of the backfield, but just a straight ahead, no nonsense. 82 strength is good. You know, if you don't want Adrian Peterson, you don't want any of these other battle ready halfbacks. You're already using Derrick Henry for 100, Jordan Howard. Like, you can get the job done. I wouldn't overpay for Latavius, but I'm assuming that his other version is going to cost much less. And so this is, 100K. This guy will come way down in price. And if you want to use Latavius, you've now got a really good option. He was a good back for a lot of people last year, so I wouldn't overlook him, but I just wouldn't overpay because he's pretty much your standard, straight-ahead, battle-ready, Ricky Williams style. And then Alec Ogletree, who I liked his 85 at the start of the year. He was one of the team heroes that many players used. 88 speed at MLB, 6'2", I want to say, yes. And then 89 block shed, 92 pop. You bring him up, you can get him to 91 block shed with 81 zone. He does a little bit of everything finesse move, so like you're not really going to use the 88 finesse move to rush from middle linebacker unless you have a scheme that does it. You're not really going to drop a guy with 81 zone coverage at middle linebacker because there's better options in the middle for much less. Strength, it could be a little bit of liability, but the block shed kind of can make up for it. Solid hit power, solid speed, but his price would have to come down a bit. Although you can get him pretty fast, pretty good size, but just know the exact. A lot of other players do better coverage roles. A lot of other players do better run stuff roles. A lot of other players are faster in the middle. So if you want him for one of those three jobs, just know that you're getting an all-around guy in Ogletree. And sometimes, like I say, the all-around players might not stack up to the one-off guys who you sub in the right situations. That's how I choose to build my Ultimate Team. Cameron Meredith, the wide receiver, 91 speed with 94 catch in traffic. That is really, really good. I bet that would be a cheap value in the future. You stick him with you probably don't have a Hopkins if that's a guy that you're targeting at this point in the season, but you throw chain mover on him and route runner, and you've got 95 catch in traffic with 95 excel, a good little slot receiver. Only 91. If it was 92, I'd like that a little bit better. But can't complain for 70. He'll drop to 40. You'll take it. Mario Addison is a left end and could be stronger, but pretty good finesse move. But, this isn't really an option because at 83 speed, he'd have to be a beef run stuffer like we just talked about with, the Tuits of the world, and he's not ever going to really quite get there. But you can't hate on 96 finesse move for 30K. 96 finesse move 30K at the end of the day for Addison isn't bad. Even though finesse move, the 89 excel might save him a bit from the 83 speed. So that's a good cheap option for finesse. Calhoun, 93 speed, 93 zone. Juice him up, a little PSDD. 95 zone, 94 speed, guys, for 30K. This is what I've been saying. This is, Jamar Taylor, the next level. These are the zone speed corners. Look, they're not going to have that elite hit power and tackle that the real studs have. Ramsey's really the only cheap one. But there's so many guys in this season star program that are really, really good options for your team. And this is just another value player if you want to play that zone coverage, which you most likely do because that's the meta. Spencer Long, 92 strength, 93 pass block. Chain mover on a lineman. Chain mover on a lineman could be good with 94 pass block, 94 strength at center. That's really good for 18K. 18 stinking K. That is awesome. Go get yourself a Spencer Long to pass block in the middle. Good work. Season stars. Look, I know a lot of these team MVPs are tough to get. The Ultimate Master. I mean, that's why it is indeed the Ultimate Master. If you're new to Ultimate Team and you've not planned ahead for a full year and gone after the elite badges, it can be really, really tough. But then, the next week rolls on and the next program comes out and you get some really, really good values that maybe don't cost as much as these team MVPs. So hopefully this week was good to you in Ultimate Team. If not, let me know in the comments. Let me know what you're doing, how you're trying to change up your lineup, and what you think is the future going forward. And if you wanted Demarcus Ware, let me know in the comments. I did not notice that Reggie Nelson had tip drill. Well, that is pretty good. One other guy that's a good value is Tremaine Johnson. I had him up but didn't actually review him last time. But he's always got some pretty good spec, pretty good hit power for a corner. And this one at 6'2" moves in there if you chem him out. So those are some other options. But there's just so many items out right now. You've got to find great values. And that's why I am so tough on these cards, because I want you guys to really keep building that Ultimate Team as the year goes on. So this is Farrells. As a reminder, guys, sometimes Madden's easy, sometimes Madden's hard. And until next time, don't forget to lock up.